Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is Zach Wilson of WUSB Sports, and I'm down with the Stony Brook baseball head coach Matt Senk as they get set up for their senior weekend against the NJIT Highlanders. Matt, how's things going in baseball land?
Excellent, Zach. Thanks for having me. And yeah, we're excited about this weekend for a lot of reasons, especially seeing as we're going to be able to honor our seniors, super seniors, COVID seniors, whatever term you want to use.
Yes, this team is just coming off of a weekend split with the Binghamton Bearcats. It was the rematch of the 2019 America East Championship game. This was the last time. This was the meeting before. Yeah, the last time you two met was the championship. So, how do you feel your team did overall this weekend after they took 2 of 4 from the Bearcats?
You know, we played a solid brand of baseball. Disappointed about was the games where we made multiple errors. You know, to me, an excessive amount of errors. 1 game 4 and 1 game 3. You know, that's just way too many errors to put yourself in a position to win. And you know, and that really was something that is kind of atypical for us. We do a much better job of our playing defense than we did. I thought overall offensively, except for the first game where their pitcher, their left-handed Babelis, you know, really did a good job against us. He's an outstanding pitcher, getting some you know, some pro looks. I thought we did a pretty good job offensively the rest of the weekend, and I thought we pitched pretty well. So hopefully we'll clean up the defense going into this weekend, and you know, kind of put all phases of the game together.
So your 2 wins against Binghamton this past weekend were pretty much a response to your team falling to the Bearcats in game 1 in each game. And in those wins, it was pretty much your team hitting the gas pedal on racking up the runs. There were about 13 in game 1, and there were almost that much in your second win. So how do you see your team manage to rebound with the offense after each loss?
That's a good question. I think you know, I think that I think their overall mindset is a resilient one, and it's not an easy thing to do to turn around 35 minutes after a loss to you know, to kind of clear what happened a half hour or so earlier, and get your mindset going in a direction. I think it takes you know, pretty strong-minded, resilient group, and I think they proved that this weekend, and they proved that many times over the course of the season. The other thing is, I think it's as simple as where you know, each game for each pitcher, you know, we have a game plan, and we have an approach. And I think that in the first game, again against Babelis, he was very good, but our approach was not, and that allowed for the lopsided score. And then in game 3 or game 1 of the Sunday doubleheader, you know, our plan was much better. We had plenty of people on base. We just didn't capitalize. We left a bunch of people on base. And then, of course, the errors really hurt us in that game that allowed that 3-run inning and the 2-run lead. So it's about physically, you know, going out and executing the plan, and mentally just being resilient if you're going to split doubleheaders, especially the second game.
So you are proud of your seniors as they enter what could be their last weekend at Joe Nathan Field. Of course, you will be pushing for that top seed still, but the non-senior on the team so far, who is looking like the most resilient as of late, is Evan Fox. And because of all the hits and runs that he produced against Binghamton this past weekend, he was named the America East Rookie of the Week. We talked a little about him early this season, but how do you see him continuing to shape up along with the rest of his squad?
Yeah, you know, Evan has done a terrific job. He's, you know, again, a freshman, and you know, this, not even at this time last year, because nobody was playing baseball. You know, he didn't even have his senior year of high school, and to come in and be as productive as he has during his first college season, yes, I think it speaks to his resiliency and his coachability. and his overall baseball skills. We felt that he was uh, potentially a terrific hitter, and although at times he he has stretches of doing things that may not allow him to be successful. He also just stays with it, and then he'll come up with some games and a weekend like he did this weekend. So, and hopefully he'll continue to do that for the remaining 3 conference weekends and into the tournament.
Yeah, but we've seen this season how pitching has pretty much been the key to the Seawolves looking very strong and having the best record in the conference so far. But we did notice that Sam Turca in game one didn't have the performance that he was hoping to. So how do you see? So how are you going to hope that he's going to work on trying to improve ahead of this weekend's matchup?
Yeah, Sam definitely was not himself this past week, and so him and Coach Kavanaugh, our pitching coach, broke down some video this week, and Sam's very conscientious and well aware that he's not doing the things that he had been doing, and so I expect a much better performance out of Sam this weekend. As I said, he's worked very hard to correct the mistakes that he's been making, and he's been here for 5 years, and he's experienced, and I think that that'll all show itself this weekend when he regroups and gets it done for us.
Well, hopefully he will. So this weekend you're going to be playing against NJIT. You played against them a few weeks ago, and despite playing 2 of 4 games against them at Joe Nathan Field, you weren't recognized as the home team during the entire series. And there were only 1 game that you did manage to win out of the 4 games that you did play against them. So with a second chance against the Highlanders, how you look to try and take at least a series win for them this time, as you will be recognized as the home team entirely at Joe Nathan Field this time around.
Yeah, we talked earlier about our defense and errors, and it really kind of started with us not taking care of the baseball in the first NGIT series. We lost 6-5 in the first game, and 5 of their 6 runs were unearned, and then in the second game we had that big error that led to an inside the park home run and was the difference in a 3-2 game. So again, it's I think if we put all phases of our game together and do a good job of pitching and playing defense first, I feel that after seeing them one time, the work we put in, our hitters have put in this week, I think we'll feel more comfortable and have a better offensive showing. And then, like I said, we'll clean up our defense and get back to everyone pitching the way they're capable. And I'm very hopeful we're going to have a really successful weekend, and hopefully that successful weekend will allow for a series win.
Yeah, you're going to really try and turn things around. And we did just say before, this is going to be pretty special for so many of the seniors and super seniors this weekend. We talked about Sam Turca. We talked about other players. We get Giordano, who probably, and we also see other strong players that have been rising well. So what can you tell us about some of the senior players so far that are going to try and work the best that they can throughout the last few weekends of this regular season before it comes to the baseball tournament?
Yeah, well, I mean, they're going to be right in the mix, and it's certainly no secret that this is the last home games for them at Joe Nathan Field, and hopefully we can play real well this weekend and the remaining weekends and make the tournament, and maybe even do a good enough job to to have the tournament be here. but those guys are going to be right in the mix. I mean, Hamilton, clearly is super important to us offensively and plays a great first base. And Brian Herman, Jared Milch, and Sam will all have starts this weekend. So, they're going to be in the mix as well. And will be a big part of where the season ends up. And then, of course, you have Adam Erickson coming out of the bullpen, and John LaRocca, although he's only been with us a year, he's a grad student, and this is a one-time deal for him. But John's been terrific, and so almost every single senior, except for maybe Erickson, coming out of the bullpen, which we'd love to get him the opportunity to get in there for this senior weekend, will really be a huge part of whether we have a successful weekend or not. So, so not only are they being honored for the time they spent with us, but hopefully they're going to go out with their last home weekend on a real high note.
All right, Matt. So one last question. Playoff eligibility for the America East tournament is different this year. We already knew from the start that the top seed hosts the America East baseball, unlike neutral territory throughout the last few years. And this time, as far as we're concerned, the top 4 teams in the America East gets the playoff bid. So how do you see that this is going to really ramp up the competition? And you got 3 opponents left to face who are also in the mix of working towards a playoff berth.
Yeah, I mean, kind of knew going into the season that just the way the conference was going to shake out, every weekend was going to be a really, really tough. It was a pleasant surprise to be able to do what we did at the beginning of the season, to win 15 out of 16 of our conference games. But the remainder, everybody that we're playing is fighting for a playoff spot, and we're going to get everybody's best, and we're going to give them our best. But it should be some great baseball and very competitive baseball, and when all is said and done, we take care of our business. Get to the tournament. The tournament format this year is like a regional, an NCAA regional. So we've had some familiarity with that, and that will also be really intense and really competitive. And but we're looking forward to finishing strong in the regular season and getting to the tournament and doing our very best there.
Well, Coach, this squad that you have consists of seniors and super seniors who are very special, trying to show off that veteran experience of theirs. And we can't wait, if we can, to see how they play out against NJIT this weekend. Thank you once again for coming on with us, Coach.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, Zach. And hopefully we'll see you over the weekend.